Alright, this is something I've been wanting to do for a little while and just never got around to it, but finally doing it. So this is my 1969 Sears Custom 10XL. I'm going to be putting a Honda GC 190 in it. Not because it's my favorite engine or anything, it's literally because that's what I have laying around, and I've put another one of these in one of these customs before, and it fit pretty nice. So this one here kind of sucks because the clutch is not part of the battery tray. It is bolted to the side of the engine, which is no big deal on like a Suburban chassis or SS12 or something like that, where there's a little bit more room here. The customs, they fill up pretty fast even though this engine is so small. So I think I'm going to have to cut these little spacers off, just basically grind that little weld on the 4 of those. This piece here should be fine, otherwise I might have to clearance that for the muffler, because that is in kind of a dumb spot. It's going to shoot back here, which is whatever, I guess. And then this, I was thinking, typically what I do on the like an SS12 is I mount it like this, but that is so far forward that there's going to be no room at all for a pulley. So what I was thinking is cutting this weld right here and making this piece upside down and then bolting it to the battery tray, kind of like what it should have been from the factory. So I think I'm going to get these here cut off and this clutch piece here cut off, and going to try to figure some stuff out, and I'm going to come back and show you that. Okay, so I got the clutch bracket figured out. So what I did is I chopped off that bottom piece, which is way over here. I chopped this off, which is something I hate to do. I hate modifying this type of stuff, but I mean, the original engine from this was rusted beyond repair, missing so many parts. There's more of these tractors around than engines, and I mean, it's either it gets modified or it'll probably never run again, so it's kind of one of those things. So what I did is I cut that off. I had to make that actual angled piece longer, so I put on a piece of angle iron. I welded that to the clutch itself, or the bracket for it, with the little bearing on it. And then I welded that up to the frame of the tractor. So now it has some clutch action. This should be in pretty much the original spot that it was before. Close enough at least. I'll probably have to adjust the brake because none of that's going to be in the right spot anymore. I had to cut with a plasma cutter right here, the little piece off, which is right here, just because the muffler wouldn't fit. And then as I was doing that, I got thinking, you know, the muffler is right by the gas tank, which I really wanted to use the original gas tank. But with the muffler being like ½ inch from it or less, touching it pretty much, that is not going to work for obvious reasons. So I'm going to have to come up with some type of gas tank that's either up here or it has a fuel pump, so it could be even down here, but just have to come up with something else, which is another thing to do, but oh well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this engine bolted to the frame and going to do some figuring out on a gas tank. Okay, so I got the engine put in. I got the belt on. It's not quite ready to go for a ride yet, but it's getting there. So it does run. It doesn't run the greatest. It's not the smoothest running engine, but it is what it is. It was basically free, almost. I found some hood supports upstairs. I thought I remembered seeing a few up there, so I went and I looked, and sure enough, there are 2. So that's cool that I didn't have to make any of those. I just zip tied the gas tank right here. Seemed like a somewhat okay spot. Fuel line just runs down here to the little fuel pump that it probably doesn't need, but it has it anyway. I put the side cover on. It has like a 3.5 inch pulley compared to a 3-inch pulley. Just that's pretty much all I had laying around. No on and off switch because there's no wire to hook it to, and it shuts off as soon as you lower the throttle all the way down. So it just must be designed for that. So I'll just leave it be at that. I went to pull that little bracket off, which is part of the old seat. I don't know why the hood hits the steering wheel here. There we go. But I went to pull that bracket off, and it just spins right here. So I'm going to have to cut that off. I have another seat. I'm going to stick that on here. I need to put a replacement tire on the front because this one is, I mean, you can stick your hand in it, so no good. And the back tire, I think I remember this from the other video I did on this tractor, is the valve stem is just sitting on there. Like literally it just sits there. I guess now it ain't, but so back tire probably just needs a valve stem and it'll hold air. Front tire needs a whole tire and tube and everything. But I'm gonna get the tires on and the seat on, and then I'm gonna come back and it should be about ready to go for a ride. Also get some decals for the hood. The hood ain't the right one for the tractor. It says custom 7, but it's a 10XL. So I'm gonna get that stuff done and come back and show you that. All right, got it all finished. Factory style seat put back on. I think that's the original style of seat that it's actually supposed to have. I really like it actually. I mean, I almost prefer these nice original ones over the restored ones. I just really like the way they look. I got my new decals that I made that actually say 10XL on the hood to match the dash, because it is actually a 10XL, not a custom 7 that the hood said before. It does run a little bit rough, but I'll take it for a little ride and show you how it runs. Yeah, it doesn't run perfect, but it is what it is.